And we're back. You're listening to Our Community. Susie Thomas joining you this time with Betty Smith and Pat Fellman from the Enrichment Program. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Betty, let's start with you. You are the Executive Director, co-founder of Enrichment, and so many other things. So
things.
let's focus on this one. Tell us
right.
a little bit about Enrichment.
Enrichment is a not-for-profit free music program, and we provide music lessons, education, instruments, art, dance, voice, and drumline to underserved youth ages 5 to 18.
Now, why would they be underserved? Are these not offered in the schools anymore, or what is the story there?
Well, a couple of things. A lot of the schools don't have the arts anymore. You know, when they want to do a budget cut, it seems like the arts, it's the first to go.
Isn't that a shame?
That and phys ed, I think, things that the kids really need.
Yes.
And then also, underserved youth means to me also youth that can't afford music lessons, can't afford instruments. And so most of our kids are in that category. They can't afford them, and parents are so appreciative that they have something that they want to do, but they couldn't afford to do it. So it's all free.
All free. So we're talking about free piano lessons. And who teaches these lessons?
Well, I have, in the fall, I have classes on Saturdays, and all of my instructors volunteer their time.
Wow.
During the summer, we have a 7-week camp, and then I raise the money to pay instructors because it's 3 days a week. And then it's from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, and then it's like the 7-week program. So then my biggest job and challenge is to raising the dollars.
Now, how do you get the word to the families that this is available?
Well, actually, the word of mouth has been wonderful. When we first started, Sharita did an awesome column in the repository, and that brought people to us. And then I was able to get information out to a lot of the schools, and they embraced it. This summer we had actually 39 schools represented.
Wow.
Majority was Canton City schools, but we had other schools as well.
Well, what all do you encompass? Who all is eligible?
Anyone that really, if you can't afford a lesson, we do have some that they can. They've got like 3 or 4 kids.
Right.
So they might be able to send
expensive.
one, but they can't send all of them.
Yes.
And sometimes they're very good, and they'll make donations, so they'll bring snacks or something to support the program.
Now, where do you hold these, and where does this take place?
Well, we recently had to move. We started out at my husband's church, and in 3 months we outgrew it. And then the Lord sent us to the Calvary Presbyterian Church, which just closed. There was an article in the paper about that. And then Rob Hankins offered us space at the Arts in Stark Education Center.
Oh, isn't that perfect?
10th. Well, it's really nice. It's just a little too small.
Okay.
But we're going to make do until Lord finds another place.
How many students are you serving right now?
Well, right now in Saturdays we have about 62. In the summer we had 85.
Wow.
And it's growing.
Very, very
It's
cool.
growing.
Pat Fellman, you also are involved with everything under the sun. Busy woman. What made you give some time to this? I know you're a brand new board member on the Enrichment
I am a
program.
brand new board member, and actually I had said to my husband I'm not going to join any more boards. And
Famous last words.
yeah, and the funny part was I don't think Betty even said, "Will you be on the board?" We were meeting and talking.
That's right.
How can you say no to this woman?
No, you can't. You just
Yeah.
lay down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what do you need me to do?
Because you get so excited about the things that she touches. And my husband and I went to her summer concert, and we're blown away. I mean, the kids are just awesome. They're so enthused and excited, and it's just so nice, particularly in this day and age, when you see the kids involved in something so positive. And I love Betty's slogan, which Betty, and you need to quote it. So I'll tell you what I'm talking about, and then you quote the correct one about never picking up a gun.
If you put an musical instrument in a kid's hand, he will never pick up a gun.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
So, when we talk
let
about
that soak in for a second.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, get the kids involved in just really wholesome, wonderful things that will expand their horizons, possibly even give them college scholarships. I mean, there's just so many opportunities through the arts for kids to be able to go to college. So what she's doing is just incredible.
It truly is. And I know that brings up such a good point, because I know that there are some students in Canton City that feel that because they don't play basketball or football, that college is not
Out
a
of the question.
possibility.
Right.
Right.
And here you are saying there's
Music.
all kinds
Oh,
of things
yeah,
you
for
can do.
sure.
What is your gifted
That's
area?
right. Whether it's a string instrument, woodwind, brass, percussion, and we have an awesome drum line. But all of our students must learn how to read music, which is very good for them in all aspects of their life. The discipline is really great.
Do
in
they
the
have a
arts.
time where they pull all this together and play together in some kind of
Oh,
a
yeah.
concert?
We have an orchestra.
Wow. All right,
And when
tell us
Pat
about
came
that.
to the concert,
Oh, that was it.
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
our orchestra
Wow.
played.
Yes.
And a lady named Debbie Botkin, she coordinates this for me. She's a substitute music teacher in a lot of the schools, and she volunteers her time on Saturdays, and she just loves it. She loves music and working with the kids. And then when they find out, wow, we can play together, and that's it. It's challenging to get them to play together, but it's also very good and very rewarding. And when they hear it, it's like, wow.
It's so exciting.
This is
and
good.
and not only did they play, but they sang.
Yes,
They
they
danced. They did some art.
Yes,
They I mean
artwork.
And you
it's
say there's drama involved as well?
Well, that's on the horizon
Okay.
because they want to do musical theater.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm reaching out now to some people that I know that do this to see. And now that we're at the Arts and Stark Education Center, they have, a
Right.
stage.
there's
Right.
no limit.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
my
can do that. And someone even wants to teach the kids graphic design.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
This summer, and you might not know this, I'm snuck this in on a board member. When I had multi-development services Stark County, I had a garden on the corner of 7th and Fulton. Well, there's nothing there now. It's just kind of weeds. So I got in touch with the owner of the property and asked him, could I put an art and vegetable garden there? And he said, of course, use it.
Oh, how wonderful.
So Project Rebuild cleaned it off for me, and next summer, or whenever planting season is, we'll start the vegetables, and we'll do art, and we'll have an art garden. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but
Oh, my
kids are real
goodness.
Trying to
creative.
think. Oh, yeah. Describe. What
Kids-
will that mean?
I don't know, but you know what? We ought to try see if we can get Steve Beatty involved because he's doing carving of vegetables.
Steve, I know Steve.
Yes, he carves
he does.
vegetables, and
He's going to be featured on Food Network or something
he is
very
That's
soon.
Cake
right.
Wars.
That's
no
it.
in November. In November,
Wow, that's
yeah.
a good idea. See, that's why Pat's on our.
Very, very cool idea.
Yeah, wow.
You've got to have some great personal stories that kids come to you and that you know that their life would be very, very different were it not for this program. Can you share any of those with
You
us?
know what? There's a lot of them, and I was talking to some people, and I might even mention to Pat. This summer, every kid had a story. We say now enrichment is much more than music, because we deal with the whole child, and we have foster children in our program.
Because you're hearing their family stories,
my
aren't
gosh,
you?
heart-wrenching.
Or lack of family stories.
Lack of family in a lot of cases, and some of them have two parents in the home, and there's still drama.
Yes.
And so, and I've had parents come to me and say, "This is the program my child needs to be in. Thank you very much." Or sometimes kids get a little bit out of shape, and there's that little peer pressure thing going on. And I say, "Well, I'm not going to come back." Blah 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 blah. And then they'll call and say, "Miss Betty, can I please come back? I need to be there." And and it's really good because it puts balance in their life. And then we try to work with them when they have challenges with their peers or if they're having something going on at home. And here's a story, of course, no names given, but we had one young lady that came in and she was always late. And she says, "I'm late because my mother and her boyfriend fight every morning.
Oh, my.
Every morning, but I need to be here. So I wait till it's over, and then she brings me."
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Another story was the young man found his sister. She had hung herself.
Oh, no.
And the mother called and said, "He needs to be
Yeah.
in this program. Could you really kind of take him under your wings?" And now he's just right with me all the time. He is so gifted. He can write music. He can sing. And I recently put him in the dance line because he's got all this rhythm, and it's coming up on his sister's birthday. So he's real clingy, and it's good, and it's all good. And his mother
Yes.
calls me at least once a week.
What she's doing is so incredibly positive.
Oh, my
You know,
goodness,
it gives
the
the kids
whole
hope and
student.
a future.
Exactly.
Something really positive in their lives.
Yes, we're almost taking on a theme for this week. So far, we've spoken with Canton City Schools Superintendent Adrian Allison.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've spoken to the folks from Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and now we're moving into the arts, all of you serving the same population.
That's exactly right. And I want to say that Superintendent Allison has been very supportive. of our program. And we're working very closely now with the McKinley High School drumline.
Oh, awesome.
Their drumline coordinator is now working with our drumline. So what we're kind of doing is they're using it as enrichment, like a feeder program, because we start the kids, we start them as young as 9.
Wow.
And we've got 3 of my original drumline people now playing in the McKinley drumline because they started with us last year.
Oh, that is fantastic.
So, really, the collaboration is wonderful.
Certainly is. And let's talk about collaboration a little bit. You must have some opportunities for volunteers, people listening saying, this is outstanding. This is how I want to spend my time. What
and we also have a wonderful opportunity for a very special evening. And we're going to have Betty tell you all about that.
Tell us about
That's
that.
right, Betty.
Tell us about that before we run out of
That's
time.
right.
Thank
That's
you.
coming up October 17th.
Great.
It's going to be at Umstadt Hall. And it starts at 6:45 p.m. And our youth will be participating. Some of our strings are woodwind. We even have a little ensemble now. We've got piano, we have drums, we have our violin player, and we also have saxophone. And they're going to be doing some of the background on some of the selections. But we're also bringing in 20 strings from a program very similar to ours. It's called El Sistema at the Rainey Institute in Cleveland, and they're coming in to do all the string stuff for us.
Wow.
It's just, I wanted it to be about the youth. I wanted
And the name of the evening is?
It's I Can Be.
Oh, very cool.
The kids wrote a song.
Yeah. An original song.
Original song. I can be what I want to be because it's all inside of me.
Oh, my.
So Pat said, that's a great theme. I can be ...
Just fill in the blank.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
It's inspirational with choral and orchestra. And then something was just added. Marion Williams Crenshaw, who taught 46 years at Hartford and 4 years, it would have been her 90th birthday. And her daughter asked, could we have some time to
honor her.
To honor her. And so we'll do that because she loved music and youth.
Oh, my, yes.
So it's a good fit.
Tickets required?
Tickets are $15 or reserve seating is $25. And they can call 330-546-7724, or they can go to Maria's Arcadia Grill and get
always,
tickets.
God bless her, Maria. Yep.
Yes.
All you have to
She's
do
like
say is,
Ms.
Maria,
Canton, isn't
you
she?
know, Maria, what do you need?
Go to Maria.
Maria, what do you need?
Maria raised the first money for instruments for this program.
Oh,
Isn't that
that's
wonderful?
Fantastic. Well, I'll definitely want to give her a shout out. Give the phone number again, please.
330-546-7724.
Okay. What has this meant to you personally in our closing minutes to be involved with something like this?
This is why I wake up in the morning. This is what keeps me going at my age. People say, you're not retired. And I'm like, look, as long as God gives me energy and strength, I want to be with those kids. I even walk in the drum line. But I love working with the young people and seeing what I can share with them and pour into their lives. And it's wonderful to see the things that come back.
Oh, my goodness. Well, neither one of you ever age, so we're so happy to be with Betty Smith.
We love you,
Pat
Susie.
Feldman.
Yes, Susie, thank you so much.
It's the enrichment program. You do want to be sure to get some tickets. We thank you so much for joining us. Tomorrow on Our Community, we're going to be finding out what's going on with the Canton YWCA, what they're doing for the homeless and the homeless youth in our area. Until then, I'm Susie Thomas for The Light 95.9 WNPQ, and you've been listening to Our Community.